If you like watching hockey or you're a big NHL fan, it doesn't matter. You need to know about Ivan Demidov. He's a prospect for the Montreal Canadiens who was drafted 5th overall in the 2024 NHL draft. And right now, he's proving why he's such a big deal. With 42 points in 50 games, he just tied Kirill Kaprizov for his record for the most points by an under 20 player in KHL history. Not to mention, he beat Evgeny Kuznetsov's point record. And the crazy part is, he did this despite playing on the fourth line for most of the season because he was young and not playing on the power play. So, how does Demidov compare to past Russian stars, and when will he actually come to the NHL? What will he bring the Canadiens? First off, he's not a normal player that you see every day. Demidov is putting up numbers we usually see from guys who go straight to being NHL stars, with 42 points in 50 games, as I said. He's tied with Kirill Kaprizov for the most points by a U20 player in KHL history. And remember, Kaprizov is more than a 100-point player in the NHL. If he didn't get injured this year, it would have been much of the same. We could see that replicated again. Just to put that in perspective, Kaprizov averaged 0.857 points, where Demidov was averaging 0.84 points per game at the same age, with much less time, up to 10 minutes a game and no power play time. Yet, he still found a way to produce. As we saw, he just scored a hat trick 2 games ago, and last game he got an assist in overtime where he skated through 3 defensemen, having the courage and the skill to find his captain as he scored the game winner. So he got a primary assist on the game winning goal on ice in overtime. But stats don't tell the full story. What makes Ivan Demidov such a special player, according to elite prospects, is that he has, quote, fast twitch hands and mechanically perfect puck handling. That means he's not just flashy, he's precise at what he does. And he thinks about the game faster than his opponents and better. He has high hockey IQ and he's got the skills to execute it. Not to mention his shot. His shot is quick and deceptive, but the scary part is he's just as good at setting up his teammates. He's not just a sniper, he's a playmaker. He's a dual threat. That's what scouts are calling him the most complete offensive player in the draft. Now, the big question is when will Demidov actually join the Canadiens? Right now, he's under contract with SKA St. Petersburg, and Russian teams don't like letting go of their young stars early or easily. But Kent Hughes, the GM for the Montreal Canadiens, went down with his Russian scout to go see SKA St. Petersburg to see if they could let him go. There were talks of letting him go in 2026, where he could be allowed to come over to Montreal. It's not ideal, of course, but it's way better than the 5-year wait we saw with Kirill Kaprizov. Once Kaprizov got over after 5 years, he was an instant star and brought the Minnesota Wild into playoff contention. The Canadiens obviously don't want to wait that long as they are still rebuilding, but if they do, Demidov will be worth it. So where does he fit in the Canadiens lineup? Because when Demidov arrives, he's definitely going to shake things up. We have a solid top six right now, but he could even go in the first line. If he goes in the first line, you can imagine Suzuki feeding Demidov one-timers with Caulfield flying down the wing for rebounds. That's a terrifying top line to be able to compete with teams all around the league for years to come. Not to mention, they're all signed to very team-friendly contracts and are extremely young. With the cap rising, as the NHLPA said, up to $113 million in 2027-2028, they'll have more than enough money to sign Lane Hudson, Michael Hage, and Demidov. They're going to have an amazing top six in the future. And if you're wondering if his game translates to the NHL, just look at how quickly Kaprizov, Panarin, and Kuznetsov dominated, where Kuznetsov won a cup. Demidov has the same elite offensive skill, and he's a 200-foot player, which is exactly what Montreal needs, as they lost by the most one-goal deficits last year. If they had Demidov, he could have pushed them forward with his snipes or his playmaking ability. So when Demidov comes over and plays with Montreal, he can be that game changer. He can make them win games. So Habs fans and NHL fans, or anyone who likes watching hockey, how soon do you think Demidov makes his debut? And what do you think is going to happen? Do you think he's going to be the next Kaprizov, Kuznetsov, or even the next Kucherov? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like NHL content, make sure to like and subscribe. If you'd like me to cover another team, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.